Welcome to Casual Mania, and the best is blessed, baby. Let's go! Max Holloway gets a unanimous decision win over Arnold Allen in the main event, and what a fight it was. And I'm just so happy for Max to be getting a win again. Not like it's even been a long time, but you know, by the way the UFC were kind of portraying this, seemed like Max was on his way out, and that's just what a lot of people were thinking. And once again, like I predicted, y'all must have forgot. Arnold Allen came to bang too, but it was just few and far between. Max, as he always does with the volume, just amazing footwork, switching stances constantly, just throwing such a wide variety of attacks to the head, body, lots of leg kicks. Arnold Allen as well, landing with absolute bombs on Max. This guy is the best chin I've ever seen, literally in the history of MMA. Head kicks, overhands, and Max just eats every single thing. I saw someone saying, I don't know what's going to knock Max out at this point, and I'm almost agreeing. Like, Arnold threw everything he had at Max, and it just wasn't enough. And every time Arnold would throw a bomb and it would land, Max would just throw 1, 2, 3, 4 right back. It's just the same thing he always does, and people just don't know how to deal with the puzzle. Allen started off with a few good leg kicks as well, which we've seen fighters like Volkanovski exploit in past fights against Holloway, but seemed to kind of back away from that as the fight went on and seemed to just headhunt a lot more, like I said, looking for those one shots, and he would land them, and Max, like, he just eats it and just circles back around, gets back to doing exactly what he's doing the entire time, never falters for a second, and just... It wasn't as much of a brawl this fight as I was expecting it might have been. I thought it might have turned up during some of the rounds, but kept a lot more technical, lots of movement, and then within the last 5-10 seconds or so, that's when they really came to brawl. To be honest, in the last round, Allen, he turned it up a lot. He knew he needed a finish and just threw it all out there. And like I said, Max could just take it. And when they were throwing back, it was an amazing last 10 seconds. Max was throwing it back to Ricardo Lamas and was able to catch Allen and drop him at the very end of the fight. And it was just another amazing performance by Max Holloway. And he constantly is having to remind people of how good he is. People write him off all the time after he loses one fight. And there was a lot of hype behind Allen here. And I mean, Allen did such a good job as well through bangers and bombs, but you just don't, what can you do against Max Holloway's chin? I really don't know. I don't know the solution to that. The commentary, or I'd say Bisping in particular, was making this seem like it was way more of a close fight than it actually was. Like, he was constantly talking up Allen, and I get it, like it's a UK fight or whatever, but it was pretty relentless, and I feel like I'm saying that about Bisping quite a lot. I mean, they fired DC from commentary, like Max said, when he was meant to be commentating for Max in his last fight against Volkanovski, but they'll let Bisping commentate over Allen the entire fight. So that's hilarious to me. The funniest part of the whole fight for sure was when like Bisping, he was constantly, and it's not like I was kind of close. It was like volume versus power, but like Max was clearly up on the rounds. He was outlanding him by quite a lot. And then every time Bisping would be like, oh, it's a close fight. And then when DC brought up the live odds and Max was at minus 1050, it was just like the silence fell over the commentary, and it was absolutely hilarious. But yeah, Max gets it done once again, showing that the best is blessed. It's hard to know where Max goes from here because he's still at the top of the division, still competing and beating a lot of the top guys apart from the champion. So I don't know, maybe they'll have to look further down the top 10, who knows, but I feel so good when Max wins a fight. It's the best feeling on earth. And just to remind everybody who the best is. So yeah, Max Holloway gets unanimous decision with a great performance tonight. And yeah, I predict these things.